Well, shooters and reloaders out there, fortune cookie 45LC coming to you from the hot lead zone. And this here is the cylinder from my 45 Colt 45 ACP Ruger Blackhawk convertible cylinder. This is the 45 Colt cylinder that we shot the 45 Schofield Skeeter loads in there that you saw in a recent video that shot so well. One whole group's at 12.5 yards with low standard deviation. So this ammo might be very good for your gun also, but we know that there are a lot of shooters out there who have two objections to the shorter cases. One is that you don't get accuracy because bullet jump causes a lot of rattling around down in here, and the bullet can't shoot well. Well, that's been dispelled, at least in my revolvers, that they shoot very accurately with those shorter cases. And my video that was recently done can show you that if you want to go check it out. But anyway, the other objection is that the shorter cases cause a lot more fouling from the case to the end of the cylinder. Well, turns out that we can't help getting some of that fouling in any of our revolvers with any of our ammunition. Doesn't have to be short rounds. It can be long rounds too. You still get that fouling. Let me show you what that looks like. Now, I've already done regular cleaning on the gun and the cylinder, and it looks like it's pretty clean in there, but let's take a closer look. So when you get some light in there, you can see the fouling. As you can see. Now if you look carefully, you can actually see the little ring ahead of the 45 Schofield case. But the light's hard to get in there to show you. Aha, there. You can see the fouling goes right down to where the 45 Schofield case is. See where that Schofield case is? There's a ring right there where the 45 Schofield case is. Hope you could see that. See, there's that little ring right down there. There it is right down there. Now notice that a 45 Colt round will still go in easily. You see? So even though there's fouling in there, it doesn't stop. And notice that we do have the bullet ahead of the case there. You can do that with a 45 Colt because there's relief before the cylinder throat starts, so that that'll just still function fine. You see all six. So it'll take a lot more fouling before the 45 Colt round won't function well. And in fact, they still eject well after firing too. It's not enough fouling to cause problems. Now notice something very interesting. That fouling is from the case mouth to a point right about halfway onto the cylinder throat. But right here, where the entrance, the rest of the way to the cylinder throat, doesn't have a lot of fouling. You see there? You see how there's fouling? But then the fouling stops out to the cylinder throat. Well, here you got a little smear going all the way to the edge. But look at this. Most of the time, the fouling is back there. You see? The reason why this happens is because when the bullet enters the cylinder throat and the bullet is 0.001 or so bigger than this opening, then the bullet will seal, and then no more of this leading fouling will happen because the bullet is sealed in this final part of the cylinder throat. But in the early part, the bullet hasn't sealed yet when it first starts leaving the case. And the powder gases are blowing by, depositing the fouling and leading right out to this point here. But once the bullet seals and obturates this, then the powder gases stop blowing by and the leading or the fouling ceases. That's a very interesting observation, don't you think? You see, they're all like that. Get this light in there. Oh, we lost the light. You see? There's some smears, but it basically stops. The fouling leading stops in the final part of the cylinder throat because the obturation has happened. Now, it doesn't matter if you're shooting short cases or not. That same gas blow-by, when the bullet first is released, still will foul the back part of your cylinder throat before the bullet actually obturates. So you can't help getting this. Fortunately, we can clean this very nicely with our electric drill. And I've shown you this before, but let's go ahead now and run the electric drill in here so that you can see how well we clean this out and how easily it's done. So we chuck our brass brush in a cleaning rod that's chucked in an electric drill. Use our solvent of choice, and you can go in from the back end, or rather the front end like this, and just run that. And just run that a lot. Now a 4570 brush works best, but this is a 45 pistol brush. We'll go ahead and do all of them off camera. So now after doing that treatment, let's see if I can show you what the difference is. Get that light right. Shine it right down inside there. And I'm having a little trouble holding this. So now let's look at the difference. Can you see the difference? Show you the difference there. Yeah, you see? That really cleans it out well. It's almost like a brand new cylinder. Just to do this video, there are 3 reasons that this video was done. One is to encourage all of you out there to have a good look at your cylinders by putting light right down in from the front, because that way you can see the fouling and leading that you can't help, because we all get that. The second reason is that it's not hard to remove. Just chuck electric drill, your brass brush, and run it like crazy in there. Make sure your brass brush has some good fit. Use the next larger size. And then the third reason is to encourage the use of shorter, more efficient, less powder for same velocity, more compact ammunition to shoot the shorter cases. There's a good reason that we can shoot them, or not. I mean, it's a choice, it's an option that we have for sure. So, shooters and reloaders out there, bye for now.